How are you today?
Hey, I'm
Good,
good. How
how
are
are
you?
you? Good. So let's talk about how exciting this season is. What a season for both of you guys and your characters. So, tell me a little bit of how you're feeling and how excited you are for fans to finally get to see season two.
I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm ready for them to see the scary stuff, the fun stuff, the mysteries, everything about it. I'm ready.
I agree. I'm ready for people to see Savannah's journey. I'm ready for people to see all the twists, the new characters, and I'm ready for people to see the cliffhangers at the end of the episode.
Was there something about this season when you guys were reading the scripts initially that really stood out to you, and you're like, "Oh, fans are going to really love this"?
I love horror, so like anything that was scary. There's this one part that freaked me out. It was in the trailer. Uh, it's when she puts her hand up against the glass and screams. I don't know when I heard that was freaky and I loved it. Anything scary.
There's definitely some bits that, like, I. This is kind of a hard question because I just like everything in it really, but I like the horror stuff as well, and I think part of something that I really like is the you're now introduced to the thought that Savannah isn't the ghost, and that in season one you learn that she's not the ghost. So now it's like, who is the ghost? This is scary.
Well, for both of your characters, I think this season, and I've only seen a couple of the episodes, but for both your characters, we learned so much more about each of you. That, your characters aren't just driven, obviously, by, other characters. You actually have stories this season and you kind of become focal points. So for you as actors, how exciting is that?
It's cool that we all kind of have like our own story now, you know? Elle or Savannah's character, she's in her time with her parents now, and Harper's back in the 30s learning about her history, and Griffin's still fixing up the Tremont and, figuring out all these things. So I like as an actor, I think it's just super cool that we got three separate timelines going on and we're all putting them into one.
Yeah, and that's part of my favorite bit is that I can be in my own timeline but still contributing to all these other time eras. And I I am so thankful to be back for season two, and especially to have my own story now is also amazing because I get to meet new characters and I get to contribute to this mystery, and I get to be the camp counselor, which was the first, which was really fun, and I got to boss around some little kids.
For both of you, being obviously we have, as you both said, three different timelines going on at one time. Was there a particular timeline that you guys really enjoyed, getting to know a little bit more about?
I didn't go to the 60s much this season, but when I did, it was really cool. But the 30s were it was really cool because we got to see like the set outside completely change. I mean, like I don't know how they did it. There was like a new paint color, there was new signs up, bunch of cars, like different cars. They made it so it looked like an actual farmhouse. So going from one day to like the broken down Tremont that we're still fixing to the next day was the farmhouse with chickens everywhere. It was cool to see.
I agree. I liked filming in the 1960s because all the cool cars and cool outfits, but 1930s was so fun to film in. And they had chickens and they had goats, and that was so fun. And it would make me cry. Well, cry because I would hear the goats like I was about to say mooing. No, they're not mooing. They're
Bah.
bleating. Bleating, I'm pretty sure that's called. And I would just feel so bad because they just like wanted to go and play. But that was really fun too, film 1930s, which I didn't have much there, but I got to see a lot of clips from 1930s.
Well, for my final question for both of you, if you guys could live in any timeline, which timeline would you want to live in?
Uh, you know, I would want to go sometime in the future because I like the internet. I don't gotta rely on it, but I enjoy it. So sometime in the future with some like crazy, I don't know if you've seen the movie like Ready Player One, but if they had
Mhm.
like those virtual reality things sometime in the future, I'm good. I'm set.
I would go back to the 1800s and be able to wear those like big dresses. And I don't like dresses, and those seem uncomfortable, but they also seem cool. and I would fix some things that were obviously really morally wrong back then. And I would introduce some new things from the future with my knowledge, but I would also, in time zones in Secrets of Sulphur Springs, I might want to go to the 60s because I feel like that was a fun time. And also, if I lived through the 60s, then I would be able to meet my parents in like the 70s and the 80s, which sounds fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for speaking with me. I'm excited for everyone to see the new season.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us.